All right, we are live and on air. Let me let the chat room know that. And we're broadcasting this week, and I am live from Seattle, Washington. I only mention location because I'm seeing it's cool to see people coming back again and again to the chats, and I'm seeing in the chat room we've got folks from North Queensland in Australia, from Chungcheong, South Korea, and where else do we have? Yeah, that's those are the two people that shared their location because they were debating over who had it roughest, waking up early in the morning and join the chat. So I love to see the dedication. I can tell you at 3 in the morning, what I was doing this morning was putting my daughter back to bed because she kept getting out of bed, and I was in charge last night of putting her back. But then I went back to sleep, and I woke up bright and early to prepare for today's chat. Izzy, what were you doing at 3 in the morning?
I was dreaming that my email was sent out flawlessly because actually I sent out an email newsletter. Hopefully everybody got it this morning, and that's why people showed up. But I was zing and just hopefully with the hope that the email was being sent out flawlessly, like I said. But everything is great. Everything is great, and I'm happy to see so many people joining our chat today, and it's awesome to see like Josh said, a lot of new people, and as well as many people that have been joining us in prior webinars as well. So thanks a lot.
Yep. So having said that, if anybody's new, what we do here is we're at this webinar, we're doing some live landing page reviews where Izzy and I are going to look at some landing pages that people submitted. We will take suggestions from people that are attending live. We do love to see people in the audience. It gives us a chance to ask questions. It gives us a chance to get feedback from them while we're actually discussing their landing page, and it makes it more beneficial for everyone. Having said that, though, we did get a lot of new submissions this week, and so we're gonna I'm gonna give some people who haven't had a chance to have their page reviewed a first shot. So we're gonna start with some pages that we haven't seen yet, we haven't reviewed. And we're going to do our best to get through as many pages as we can today and give people some great feedback. The caveat I'll say is I would take this feedback as a chance to run an A/B test to try something different. Any feedback you get from anybody, and don't let anybody tell you any different, is really suggestions for you to try. Every audience, every landing page, every platform has a different message that resonates, has a different way of getting across to the specific group of customers that you need to get across to. So if you kind of read best practices of the 7 best landing page things that you need to do for conversions, those are generally based on the 7 best things that worked for a certain segment of customers. It doesn't mean that it's applied to everybody. And so I would say the same thing about the advice. I want to be humble about the advice that we're giving, that nothing is absolute. I suggest that you test the advice. I'd love it if you test the advice and came back and told us we were right or wrong, because it helps inform the advice that we're giving out. But there's a lot of things that we could change and suggest, and we're only going to kind of cover the surface here of some of the bigger things that we see. I'm going to go ahead and share my browser so that people can see the reviews. Let me share the screen. Let me share this browser. So everybody should see Filta, which is the first page we're going to look at today. Going top to bottom on this page, I'm going to try and do some annotations again, and I think I've got it working this week. So I noticed the logo is black within the white background here. I would either change the header to be black so the logo makes more sense, or change the logo to be a dark colored version with the white, so that it goes transparent on top of the white background. It's a small nit. It probably doesn't impact conversions much. It's just something I tend to notice on pages as we go through things. The headline now, so let's get to the headline. It says, "Welcome to Filta, a smarter way to search for fashion and interior products." I was a little bit confused. I had to scroll down the page to understand what was meant by fashion and interior products. My suggestion is is to be a little bit more specific, or put a subheadline that explains what you're doing, because I didn't get what this was until I went down to this line and read, have you ever searched for something specific like a sofa or dress for a special occasion? And you might even consider taking this bit of text here, like searched, and then for a sofa or a dress for a special occasion, and you might try putting that up into this headline area that's up here, and say have you ever, instead of spending time with the welcome, say, have you ever searched for a dress or something for a special occasion? Try Filta, a smarter way to search for fashion and interior products. I say this because I want to get to the what a lot more quickly than this does. And so I would think about how you would get to the what faster in the headline that you have there, and hopefully people can eventually read the annotations. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Oh, can't seem to figure that out. All right, well, we're just going to keep moving along. Then the incentive on the page, there's not much incentive. It says try Filta. It certainly is better than saying submit your email or just submit. But I would say you're missing some incentive. So I would add some incentive to sign up. An incentive can be as simple as try our beta, get early access, help us shape the product, like something that makes it feel special and inclusive for the people that are for the people that are there. I think without that, there's just not much of a reason for someone to sign up. I mean, you're saying try it, but is it really ready to try? Because if I enter my email address, I know it doesn't sign me up for the product today. Now, if we go down into the subcopy here, Filta, a single platform for thousands of stores. The other thing I was confused about was, is this a platform for stores, or is it a platform for people searching? And then you have to read a little bit more to clarify. Our mission is to bring you all the fashion interior products from around the globe in one single platform, then show you where you can buy it. And so you're not really a platform for stores, you're a platform for shoppers. And so I would make sure you clarify that, because you want to make sure you're addressing the right audience. If you're trying to reach two different audiences, the message comes across as a little mixed in this case. Who are we? We're a platform launching soon. And you explain the process several times. I think there's a little bit too much copy here. And then again, down at the bottom it says, we stand up for the new kid on the block. Just because you're not popular doesn't mean you should be ignored. Product features, not rankings, should determine how your products are discovered online. So again, it feels like there's a real mixed message. I'm not sure you're after people signing up that are shoppers or store owners. And I think I would create a dedicated landing page for each audience and go after each audience differently, because the pitch would be different for each audience, because it really feels like you're trying to capture both with one. Or have a drop down in the beginning on this form that says, I am a shopper, or I am a store owner, or clarify, we're for shoppers and store owners. We match shoppers and store owners. We match shoppers with stores that sell the products they want, or something that clarifies the intent of who. So the three biggest things on this page are really getting to the what faster, and what should include the who that the product is for. And then adding some incentive for people to sign up. Izzy, did you have any feedback on the page?
Well, I think you're pretty much spot on with just about all of the feedback. The only thing that I would kind of add is kind of adding some kind of a kind of continuity to your images here, because there's like a nice image here at the top, which is including an attractive woman. I'm not too sure what she's looking at there. It looks like it's like a tablet or a book, but the second image, I mean, it just looks like a whole bunch of little icons thrown together. the third image is a nice looking animation, and the fourth is actually one of our images. And I mean, some of these images just actually the images kind of work to kind of throw me off of what the page is actually about, and people, a lot of people aren't going to actually read most of the copy on your page. I mean, I'm not saying that a lot of people, there's a certain percentage of people that will not read all of the copy on your page. Why is that? Because they tend to be more visual learners. Um, so they'll look at the images and they'll say, well, this is for me. But looking at these images, I mean, they don't really feel like a group kind of images, like they belong together. And so just being a little more careful about the images that you will be using in your final web page once you officially launch the sign up page. That's my only feedback.
Cool, thanks, Izzy. Do you want to start the feedback on the Hamilton Food Tours site?
Sure. Okay, so how should we do this, Josh? Should I take a screenshot as well?
You can do it. I'm just trying it out this week. I'm not relying on it, so I would just go whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go nuts and just do it live in the browser for now. So looking at Hamilton Food Tours, actually, it's making me hungry. I was telling Josh right before this that I was doing a little exercise and I had my little protein shake, and it's time for me to get some nice carbs here. So hopefully this is about food. So yes, Hamilton Food Tours, beautiful. Be the first to know about the Hamilton Food Tours launch by signing up for our newsletter. No, I mean, well, it's pretty straightforward. It's just a basic coming soon with the be the first to know. But let me look for an incentive on the page. I mean, I really want to find an incentive that gets me signing up here. Each newsletter includes featured restaurants, the latest news, special events. Okay. For signing up, you will also receive a coupon for 10% off any tour or product. Well, that sounds good. That sounds like a decent kind of incentive. But if I'm just arriving on this page and don't really know too much about Hamilton Food Tours, the cost of the product or the tour, is kind of unknown to me at this time. How much am I saving? I mean, 10%, but 10% of like $5 is really nothing. If it's 10% of a good value of like $100 tour or a $50 tour or whatever, 10% starts becoming a good number. So even though they're actually using some kind of incentive on the page, I would try to make this even more obvious. Make it, just make sure that people know exactly what they're getting, because just a 2%, I'm sorry, a 10% coupon, like I said, it doesn't tell me too much about the food tours. I feel as if the actual background image gives me a better idea, and it's actually incentivizing me more than the actual 10% off to actually sign up. But that may be just because I'm hungry. But I like how it's actually, they're going through the steps. So what do you have to do? You have to follow us on Twitter. So this is helping their social media following. They're growing their social media following in the process. And then sign up for our monthly newsletter. The call to action text is also okay. I mean, it just sign me up. In this case, I think a better call to action text would be something related to food. Show me the food, or something like feed me, or just something that's directly related to the page. I mean, this page is about food tours. So I would make everything on this page about food, even the actual incentive. Sign up and get the possibility to stuff your face on one of our tours. Just something like that. Just make it so it just hits into people's psychological triggers, and especially with food. I mean, a lot of people just can't help eating. So I would definitely jump into those psychological triggers as well. And other than that, I really like the page. Josh, do you want to add some feedback before we probably sign up and see the process?
Yeah, the couple things I noticed on this relates to one of the questions that got asked in the chat. But I would cut. I wrote down. I crossed out coming soon. I would cut it because the first thing you say is be the first to know about the launch. And so, really, to say coming soon and then be the first to know about the launch is redundant. So you don't need both statements there. Um, be the first to know. The next question I had, because it's obvious what it is. You're doing these food tours. The next question I had is where is it applicable? So like, is this something I can sign up for in Seattle? Is it something that you have to be in the UK to use? I would get really specific about the area in the copy on the page too. And I know that sounds like you'd be missing signups, but if you get a whole lot of signups from people that aren't going to be, don't have the potential to be customers, then I'd question whether it was worth it for you to get the sign up. And so think about being more specific about, we're doing food tours in, Hamilton, Virginia, and you can get a discount and sign up, get a discount and access to news and special events by signing up for our newsletter. Like Izzy said, I think the 10% kind of calling off, how much you could save might be more powerful. It's just something to test, trying 10% against something else. I suggested moving this, each newsletter includes featured restaurants, to incentive that's below the sign-up form, because this page really, like when I come to the top, you don't see that there's a call to action on the page, and so I wanted the call to action to be closer to the top of the page. And this is where it relates to a question that Adam asked, and he says, question, do you guys have any stats for conversions on scrolling versus non-scrolling pages? Is one better than the other? I haven't run that query in our stat database, but I can tell you that what I've seen is when we make changes to pages like this, and we move the call to action up higher, it does increase the conversion rate on pages. And what's interesting about that, or what's good about that, is that it tells you that it's about making sure that people know there is a call to action on the page, not so much worrying about the length of the page. You don't want a really lengthy page that buries the call to action. If you have a lengthy page, there should be a call to action at the top, so that it's obvious there's a call to action, and then people can go back and see it more specifically. So people can go back to the top after they've seen all of the information on the page. And generally, I tell people when it comes to page length to also consider what they're asking for out of people. So in this kind of case, you're asking for people to sign up for a newsletter and like you on Facebook. I don't think you need a very long page to do that. If your product, though, is going to be industry specific and you're going to be charging $1,000 for every customer that signs up, even if you're just doing a pre-launch, you may want to have some more information to build some more trust with what you're doing, because if you're looking for that sort of buyer that are going to leave that kind of commitment, you need more copy on the landing page. And so that's my 2 cents. Izzy, did you go back and look at the sign-up process and what happens next? I don't know if we lost Izzy. He's probably muted.
Yes, I am probably muted. Sorry about that. I was grabbing a screenshot in the process, but let me see what happens when I sign up. Let's see if everything looks good. Well, it's just a basic thank you for signing up. I can confirm that I received the email auto response, because KickoffLabs is incredibly fast like that. You will receive an official email. Okay, well, I did get it. And your coupon. In the meantime, visit the blog. Well,
I'll say before you get into it, I'll say what I like about this thank you that they did is that the thank you page actually does tell them what to do. Like it says, you will receive an email. So it tells them what to expect next. And that's something a lot of thank you pages miss. That's like a really basic thing. Like, thanks for signing up. You'll receive an official email when we launch, as well as your 10% coupon. So it's telling them that what will happen next. In the meantime, follow the blog. I don't know if that's necessarily necessary. I assume you'd be emailing out people as they go, but I'll let Izzy go on from there. I just wanted to point out something that I liked about this thank you page.
Well, actually, right here, I would actually exclude the "in the meantime, visit the blog," because you just include that in your next email communications. Because right now, what I would rather do is focus on getting people to spread the word and share with their friends. So getting rid of this link here, because effectively this is another call to action, and you don't want people taking another action here. I mean, there's already 1, 2, 3 actions to take, and the preferred action, in my opinion, I mean, it all really boils down to what your business goals are, would be to get people sharing their unique sharing link, with their, and start getting social referrals that way, or clicking these social links here at the bottom. So that's my last little bit of feedback for you.
Cool. Izzy, do you want to next take a look at the McMacular? I believe he's TJ is here, and he submitted this page, and we haven't seen it yet.
Cool. Okay. TJ James is here, and what do you say after we take a look at McMacular's page? We can look at Be Safe's page. I think they were here last week.
Yep, we'll do that. We'll do that next after the McMacular.
Sounds great.
So if you want to start with McMacular, then we'll go from there.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Okay. So it's what's inside. So I would imagine this is for jeans, and it says limited production of 300 pairs coming May 1st, made in San Francisco. Silk McMacular. Well, Silk Comfort McMacular. Josh, Josh mentioned that he's not too familiar. Well, you didn't really pronounce the word too well, which means that you're not too familiar with the brand, right, Josh?
Correct.
Well, neither am I. And here they are, they're actually using their brand name as a verb in a way, which or as as part of the tagline, and it kind of throws me off in a way, Silk Comfort McMacular. Well, I know McMacular, but at this point I don't know exactly what McMacular is. If I look really closely at the image, I can see that it says McMacular in the actual brand, but I guess that it kind of throws me off. I like that it says limited production of 300 pairs. What are they? 300 pairs of jeans, 300 pairs of pants. Obviously, like I said, I could just start diving down and get to looking at what exactly you're offering, which I'm still kind of thrown off. Are they jeans? Are they pants? They look like denim. These really look like denim, but 100% in line with Mulberry's silk. So this is like this would be luxury denim that you're offering, made locally in San Francisco. So that's beautiful. Cool offerings. I mean, to me this kind of looks like a basic product page in a way. I'm not sure how you're trying to actually get people to sign up. I mean, if the actual goal is to get people to sign up now, I would really play on the fact that there's only 300 pairs. And I'm not sure if you by any chance saw our customer Rasa Shanks. He has a page called Great Little Place, and he has a KickoffLabs landing page called glpapp.com, and on that page he's actually leveraging social proof, and he's placing an actual number on the page which says your sign up number, or become sign up number 2000 and X, and what I think that you can actually kind of play with that number on the page where it says limited production of 300 pairs, and maybe above or below the forum place. 300, 200 people have signed up so far. Get yours now. Just making it obvious that there's only 300 pairs, and that X amount of people have already signed up. So there's only so many of pairs that you can still get. As opposed to just making it like a plain product page. I mean, I would really play up on the fact that there's a limited run of 300 pairs, and make that step inside. I mean, step inside, we've seen a lot of customers using that because it's really what Harry's did, but it really doesn't apply here because it's what's inside. I mean, but to me, it's what's inside the jeans, and like I said, I would just really play on that fact. Make, instead of step inside, I would use make sure you make sure you get yours, or just something that's really, really, really related to the limited 300 production pairs. Josh?
Yeah, I agree, and I'll second a couple of things that you said when I was looking at this page. And the things that really stood out to me again were I really didn't know, even when I looked at the page and I looked at the images. Are these jeans? Are they denim? Are they like sweatpants? Like what are they? And I really think it needs to be up here somewhere. You need to throw the word in exactly what they are. Nobody else has the context that you have about what you're building. And imagine that somebody just comes here and they're like, well, what am I looking at? And I know that you have this picture, but the picture really should just serve as a complement to the rest of the copy that's on the page. Like as he said, I would really leverage this somehow, the limited production, for a chance to get in on the limited production. Add your email address below, and then the step inside, like as he said, I might change it to be some play on that, like get access or get them first. Something that plays off of this, because that's a really great motivator to say that there's a limited production, but then you want to really tie that into the call to action and say, get them first. Like just something simple in here instead of saying step inside. Made in San Francisco, I think you're better off using this space for like that incentive line, and taking this made in San Francisco, and really just playing it up in this first section here. 100% lined with mulberry sick, made in San Francisco and 100% lined. That way it'll still be called out as important, but it won't be taking away from your call to action, because this is really a feature. It's not a reason that you would sign up, which is what I would hope to see right above the button, which would be a reason. This should be a reason that I should sign up right away on the page. There's a lot of duplication on here, things that you say a couple times, and I guess that's okay, because it says, there's again, you're reinforcing the limit. You've got this 100% line, which is what you say up here. In this line, you're saying made in San Francisco, which again, you say up here. Current retail, this is the next thing that stood out to me, is like, wow, that's a lot. And then number 5, number out of 300 will correspond with purchased order. I guess what you're saying is, you're going to be, tagging them. There's a way to say that. I forget the proper term for, something that you'd be tagging the pages. Get a limited production run or special order. Something again that can be part of the incentive here. I'll jump to the next part of what happens when you sign up, and see if it becomes a little clearer once I sign up here. All right. There's this generic text, which is what we have. Thanks for interest. Now spread the word. And again, I would think you'd want to say something about what happens next. Like, hey, you're in. You'll get a chance to buy one of the first 300. Just something that says thanks. You'll have a chance at this limited production run to increase your odds. You might share with friends. There's nothing viral like that you're doing to try and promote this page any further at this point. That'd be my advice. Just think about like what you can do to be, again, more specific about what just happened, what the person just got, and why they should share it with their friends. Izzy, did you have any feedback?
No, I think you pretty much nailed it. Also with your last comment. But one thing I'm actually noticing on your screen, I'm not sure if you commented, but I see where it says 100% lined with mulberry silk. It looks like there's some slight formatting issue where he has some extra spaces. It looks like he might have been trying to format for his screen, but the problem is that when you want line breaks to happen at a certain part on your screen, it's best not to put in that line break yourself, because what will happen, I'm not sure if you can actually see it on my screen, you'll get some funky formatting errors, with mulberry silk, and see all this space here, there's just too much space. And on a mobile device, this is how it's going to look. 100% lined with mulberry silk. There's just too much space here. People might think that there's something missing on the page. So just be careful with that. Be careful with your formatting, and yeah, I mean, we like the page has a lot of potential. I really think that it has a lot of potential, and I'm kind of like a denim nut myself, so these pants look kind of attractive, so I just might sign up myself.
Well, thanks, Izzy. Um, let's see. So the next page, so we get to the buy safe buddy. So it's not a lead capture page like we've been looking at before, or new business capture page. It's actually a store page, and so there's a couple of things going on with the page. You've got conflicting calls to action. You've got this special 35% off sale, really small text up here, but I see it first. It's on top on this gray buddy, but then that conflicts with this call to action of buy buddy, and then this call to action, which is get buy safe buddy. I'm really not sure which one you want me to click on, and I think I would focus on like, what do you really want to emphasize on the page? The next thing is, there's a lot of assumptions going on in this page that the reader and the person who lands on this page knows exactly what they were looking for when they got here. The smart accessory that protects what matters. Think about this for a second. Ignore that you have any product knowledge, and what could that mean? I could carry around a baseball bat, and that would be a smart accessory that protects what matters. I could carry around a life camera on my coat, and that would be a smart accessory that protects what matters. This kind of generic text, I don't think it helps the case when there's a really specific product here. What I like better on the page is that when you scroll down, and I'm not a fan of the parallax scrolling, but at least the page is readable for the most part, then it says things, never lose your favorite things again, family, know that your loved ones are safe, wellness, track your activity with Buy Safe Buddy, and feel better, and that says coming in 2015. I would be more specific, and I would say, never lose track, because it looks like it's a fob that gets on keys or something where it helps you find them. Like, never lose track of your keys or loved ones or family members that matter. Like, that's what the product's goal is. It's obvious it's a smart accessory. That doesn't really say anything. Protects what matters, doesn't really say anything. You need to complement this line with one of these lines from down here. Like, never lose your favorite things again. This is the smart accessory that helps you protect what matters. So that way, right up front, at the top of the page, before your call to action, you're explaining what the product is and what what they would use it for. Then you can get into your specific use cases where you're getting people to learn more about the product. Again, this is again the issue with you can see how the readability of these lines changes as this parallax scroll happens, and I'm not a fan of that. But instantly find your lost things. This would almost be a better headline at the top than the one that you have, and you might try testing with this headline at the top because, like I says, it explains exactly what it is, and I actually think the image here is better than the zoomed-in image of the product you have at the top, and I might even consider an image where it's zoomed out just a little further so it's not a 25-foot big. Add some scale to the image. And then down here, there's no image in the background. It's super readable. This is probably one of the best sections of the page. Where it says, find your things, show where all they are, share the location, or call for help, press a button. And this is something that's unique. Like, there's this unique feature of press a button that's just kind of buried in this copy. Like, there is a button on there that you can press and ask for help. I'd love to know like how that works. It's not explained very well anywhere, and it seems like a big differentiating feature from other sort of things like tile and other sort of fobs that fit on top of keychains. Small, stylish, beautiful. It doesn't really say much. And then you say, limited time sale. Get the Gray Buddy for only $20. Includes worldwide €20 includes worldwide shipping. Get it now. That's kind of my feedback. Is mostly about it's missing a lot of the what and the story up top to tie it in with the rest of the page. And then I feel like this section, the very first section they come in, could be expanded with some of the information about this page. I would cut this whole section here where it says instantly find your lost things, use that headline at the top, go right from this white section to this white section because it's readable, and then go to this this image with the small, stylish, beautiful. It's less copy. It fits on top of the background image better. And then you can go to this secondary call to action of there. The final thing I'll mention is you've got there's no exit intent window. There's no pop-up asking for people's email address. There's no join our newsletter for an additional discount. You're losing people that aren't going to buy right away by not giving them an option to stay connected, to learn more, to find out more about the product, to follow you guys. I recently purchased something that was expensive, and my journey as a customer started from the product's website where I signed up for their mailing list, and I just kind of followed the product for about 2 months before I bought. And it doesn't matter if it's expensive or only $100 or something. Like, I think a lot of people's product journeys, especially with new concepts and new products, start that way. They want to follow, they want to get familiar, they want to get comfortable, and there's really nothing that helps them do that on this page if they're not ready to buy today. And I would consider that you're losing those customers potentially. Izzy, did you have anything you wanted to
add? Sure. You have some extremely good points. Basically, what I would like to add, you were saying that there's some parallax effects. I'm not sure if it'll come out on my screen share, but let me kind of scroll through the page. You see that there's a lot of animation. There's even like a little scroll effect, and things pop up and they animate. That overall is actually slowing down the actual page on my screen, and it's actually slowing down my browser. And that's all this like parallax and transitions and animations. They look good, but they really don't help with your overall conversion rate. I mean, as a matter of fact, in a lot of cases, it's going to be hurting conversion rate because it's just going to be new to people. I mean, there's this like a weird scrolling effect that's just slow and it's just annoying. I mean, to me as a user, it's actually annoying. Something that I also notice as well is that the pricing right away for me, even though I'm located in North America, it says euros, and right off the bat, it kind of throws me off. It makes me think that it's only available in the European Union, but when I scroll down, it says free shipping, free worldwide shipping. As a matter of fact, includes worldwide. Well, not free, but it says worldwide shipping. So I know that there's many I guess there's snippets of code that you could put onto your website. I'm not sure if this is like a Shopify site or something like that, but so it automatically selects my currency based on my location. So if I'm in North America, it'll automatically select USD, and that won't throw me off as to wondering if this is available in my area yet. That's pretty much my last bit of feedback. Other than it's super important to get people's email addresses, because yes, if somebody arrives on this page and they're just at the beginning of the funnel, you actually want to get them into your customer funnel, and the way to do that will be through email capture. So that's the last bit of feedback for you.
Cool, thanks, Izzy. I know Aiden was here and he was looking for feedback on landing page 27. So a couple things I would start out with right away. It's easy to change. There's a property for page title, so it shouldn't say landing page up here in the browser title. I would also publish to your custom domain. So at the top, if you guys can see this, it doesn't say landing page -27.kickoffpages. I would use a JobLab domain that you have. But then we get into the page, and I find that the copy speaks to me. So running a business, like, are you looking for an intern or graduate? And then it's find candidates instantly. So compared to some of the pages we looked at today, this instantly gets to the what of the product that's easy to understand for the person that it's intended to grab. So I understood it. There's an incentive, and it's in part of the button, which is great, which is sign up free while in beta. I would say something like get in the beta, and I would call this out in larger text, like find candidates instantly, for free while we're in beta. Like, you could actually make this longer, say find candidates instantly for free while we're in beta. Sign up now. and then you have this call to action which says, get it free, to get people to sign up. And I think that is an amazing incentive. If you've got a beta, you've got something people can try, and you want to get people on it, call it out, because the text inside here is a little bit smaller than it could be. Scrolling down the page, you've got this zigzag layout, and you've customized some of the colors here. So it says search, filter, and find. Filter candidates and get matched to those that fit your requirements. Clear, standardized profile, easily assess and compare candidates based on the qualities you find important. Get unique insight. Watch a short video introduction to get insight in each candidate. So the first two statements are really things I would expect of any sort of candidate, job board, and for people who've posted jobs in businesses. These don't really stand out as like really unique. This one where it says watch a short video introduction to give you insight into each candidate, I think this is a huge benefit that you have here, and I would call out this one, and then the simple candidate management. Now here's where we're talking about, this is not explained at all on the top of the what. Like, it looks to me like you're all about finding, but it's find and court candidates instantly, or find candidates instantly, send them through the recruiting process, find and recruit candidates, like something where it ties in, because I think you're selling yourself short by just focusing on the find, when clearly you've got a candidate management system as well that you're trying out. And so I think these two things probably should be closer to the top, and you should maybe somehow get in the working about candidate management software up here in the top, because I think you're selling yourself short to just focus on the find here. Izzy, did you have any 2 cents on the sign up page?
You're spot on, because actually what they're jumping in with is are these features, search, filter, and find, when really I think this is actually like this is more of a unique proposition where it's a simple candidate management system, and find and court candidates, like you said, and the actual page is extremely beautiful. The color choices, the color scheme, the font, the images are they have a nice continuity. These have images of what I assume is the actual app. So I think they're really going to be successful if they really make some nice changes to the page, and it's a beautiful page. That's pretty much all my advice for now.
Yeah, and so let's see what happens when I sign up on the page, and if they're explaining any more. So I've got my email address here. Let me sign up. Okay, want 12 months. Thanks for signing up. I think one of the first things you should do is you explain that they'd get it for free for signing up. So I would say, thanks for signing up. We'll send you an email with how to log in. I didn't notice at the beginning there's a default copy up here. It says links go here. I would replace that with like an email link or just something that's up here, and that's on the main page as well. Potentially, I didn't notice it on the main page. Maybe it's just on this page. And then the share this code with anybody that might be hiring. So you've got a great, want 12 months of unlimited access. Sign up, a company gets free access to thousands of students and graduates. Again, this is another benefit that maybe should be on the front page, like access to thousands of students and graduates that are looking for a job. And then, businesses signed up. Early access in 1 month free, 2 months free with 2 people, 3 is 6 months free. So you've got kind of scaling rewards. I think that's fairly obvious that you've got the rewards here. There's no other explanation. You might use this area down here to kind of reinforce the rewards that you're doing, and say how it'll work, how are you going to track it, maybe some rules or details you could put in there. But in general, the page, this sharing page is fairly well done, because it's got a clear incentive to get people to share, and it's got, share this code. If they sign up, your company gets free access, and then you're explaining how much free access. I would say want 12 months. Yeah, it's great. Like, want free access. Izzy, do you have anything you want to add?
Real quick, even though I'm not on the thank you page, Josh can actually show it. And Josh might not actually notice, because Josh is quite often doing this as well. There's a misspell there. It says colleagues. It should say colleagues. Can you?
Ah,
There you go.
yeah. Thanks for catching that.
Just a small misspell. I mean, just those little things, especially for something so professional as like Job Lab, you really want to avoid those little misspells.
All right.
Unless
Um,
unless it helps with your conversion rate, according to Josh.
we,
According
we
to
have
Josh.
we have talked about we have talked about intentionally misspelling something on every single Kickoff Labs page because people seem to notice it and then they write us and then we get good feedback beyond that. So I'm going to call up signup.mopacha.com, and that's the next one. The next one I'll look at here. So this page has a problem that I see a lot where people worry a lot about the background images and the rotation, but they don't really think about how those images impact the readability, because you've really got to keep a page readable so people understand what the page is about. It doesn't matter what these background images are. I guarantee this page would convert better if the background was solid black and all of this text was solid white. And you can kind of see if I hover over it, makes it a little bit more legible, because there's white text, there's orange text, there's black text, there's white text, and then there's black text again. You're not going to find an image where this works well with that many different text colors, so simplify it. One text color, one theme of a color to the background image. Make the text readable on the page, because that is your first barrier to conversion on this page. There's nothing, there's really no way you can have everything be readable on the page today. And so now you look at it, you say, Mopacha, the only paint matching app you'll ever need, first in its kind. I have to highlight it so I can read this all. Most people will not do this, by the way, to read your copy. They will simply leave the page. First of its kind, a crowdsourced color library with over 30,000 colors from top brand manufacturers. Simply a powerful app has been designed to put you in control of your color choices. I think the copy is okay. It's a little bit lengthy. There's not too much of incentive, so I guess there is incentive. Sign up for a free beta. That should be called out. I would say instead of saying first of its kind, I think you're better off cutting that and just saying a crowdsourced color library. And then you're saying this simple app is designed to put you in control of your color choices. I think some of this stuff can get moved down to here in headlines that you have, and that way it'll stand out a little bit better than being at the top, and it won't push the call to action buttons down the top. The call to action button in here should say, get in on the beta for free. You should have some headlines in here to break up the copy, and then to see how it works. There's some images here. They're in a gallery that you can rotate, and they're nifty images, but it's it's going to rely on the copy. The images can't be standalone. The copy can't be standalone. You have to think about how you can integrate and have images that line up to the copy that's on the page. Izzy, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Sure. I think you're pretty much spot on. I think the actual choice of the background images as well, because I've actually seen this page maybe a few days ago when this person actually wrote in asking for a little bit of advice because their images weren't appearing correctly, and the actual choice of the background images, even though they're what I would believe screen grabs of the actual app, I mean they're kind of pixeled and it's not too, it's not really, the images are not very high quality, and if this is like a paint what is it, a paint matching app, you really want your images to be as high quality as possible. The actual logo looks flawless. I mean, it's a very, very nice vector and just sharp edges. But then I look at the images in the back, and they're all pixeled, and it just makes me think twice. It's like, do these guys really know about image processing? How they're saying that they do. You just want to make sure that you generate as much trust as possible for your customers, and small things like that are really going to affect. And as well as having perhaps slightly larger images your screenshots, because if I click on it, I mean, it's basically kind of like the same size that they are on the screen here, and if I want to get a nice close-up view, there's kind of like the same size, and I really despise when that happens, and that happens on a lot of websites. I mean, I just want to get a nice close-up view, but it's basically like the same size. So just giving people, making sure that you present to people your how can I say it? The best possible image for your brand, because effectively that's your branding, and it's the first thing that people will see. So that's my feedback on the page. I think that it has a lot of potential as well. I mean, it seems to be like a really smartly designed app. Hopefully these guys are more developers than they are designers. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. But yeah, we wish you luck, and if you need help, just let us know.
All right, so I'm going to go onto the Connected Riders page, and so it looks like they're here. I think this is probably the last page we have time for live, and we might save some for the next reviews. We'll do this again next week, but to look at this, this is a difference where just see what a difference the background images make and the legibility of the text make on this page compared to the other one. The text up top, the headline is super clear to read. It's not over the image. It is a different theme, and the other theme can work as well. But what a difference it makes on the page. The first peer-to-peer motorcycle sharing platform on the planet. Great headline, explains exactly what it is. I think your incentive for joining this could probably be a little bit larger font. Make hundreds to thousands of dollars with your motorcycle. I might make that font larger, make thousands of dollars by sharing your motorcycle, or your motorcycle will pay for itself. Something that makes it a little bit stand out a little bit more, because it seems like a little bit of a kind of a throwaway right now the way it is. The background images are beautiful. There's all of these motorcycles. The only thing I kind of question is, it kind of makes me say, wow, would people really share these motorcycles around? And maybe that's what you're after, is people that want to ride somebody else's motorcycle. I don't know if it has a big deal. It felt to me like I'm not sure I would share these beautiful motorcycles with any random stranger. Maybe some images of some more traditional motorcycles that you'd expect to show up on the service. There's a great incentive, but again, the font might be a little small to call it out. So it says invite only, but then it says sign up now to get your instant invite. Get an instant invite for a limited time, or something that I would make this size font, and maybe just use that whole font use that size font for the whole thing. That says get limited time, get an instant invite into our system. And so it's a little bit fewer words than this, and it just gets to the point a little bit more quickly on the page. That's all there is on the main page. I do like the button is attached to the call to action. It says invite me now. Let me see what happens when I sign up. So I'll say Josh, because of course I know how to ride motorcycles, which I don't, but another thing with a service like this is, are you launching in a particular area first? Is it San Francisco? Is it Portland? You may want to call that out and see, try and really promote the page in that area first. I know, for example, there was a boat launch sharing service that launched in Seattle recently, and they were very clear to call out that it was for the Seattle area, for particular people that lived on these particular lakes. And they really started out small before they went more broadly, and it works. Okay, so now I'm here, and it says, thanks for interested. Receive an email shortly. One in our secret plans and priority access. Invite one motorcycle rider you know. Stay tuned for our totally infrequent but exciting newsletter to come. I might change it to 3. I know I say you need to set an achievable bar to people. I think 3 feels a little bit more traditional and is totally achievable by people. Although just the simple yes/no is something that may work as well. I don't have any data to know whether 3 versus 1 will do better. I just feel like you're shortchanging the sharing. I think you could get a lot of people to share with 3. 1 is almost super easy to game because everybody has a second email address. I could just sign a second email address up myself. 3 makes it at least a little harder to game because I have to have 3 valid email addresses to sign up and track with the sharing. Izzy, do you have any feedback?
Sure. Just real quick, because actually I'm supposed to be getting back to them regarding their domain setup. So ConnectWriter guys, I'll be getting to you right after this this webinar. But just something that I'm noticing, which is kind of small, but it actually kind of bugs me sometimes, is see how there's this little break here. How on one line we have the first peer-to-peer motorcycle sharing platform on the and all by its lonely self we have Planet. So what I would probably try to do is either make the font size just a little bit larger or a little bit smaller, just so it takes a little bit better space on the actual page. And I know Josh said that he liked the actual CTA invite me now, but I think that I think that it could work okay. Obviously, test anything that that we're telling you. It's smart to run an actual A/B test, not to take everything literal. But I would change the CTA to something that says just something that's a lot more related to the actual motorcycle culture, because motorcycle cultures. I mean, there's a huge subculture. Behind motorcycle riders. They love what they do. I would actually go as far as saying that motorcycle riders love their vehicles more than a lot of car owners. So you really have to tap into that subculture, because there's people who really are passionate about motorcycles, and just tapping into that, and maybe for a CTA you can put something like vroom vroom or like rev your engines. I don't know, something that's directly related to the motorcycle culture, because it's huge, and people, like I said, are extremely passionate about that.
Yeah, Adam says ride now in the chat room. I think
that's an awesome one. Yeah,
that would be a good one, a better call to action than what I have like invite me now, just saying ride now. The other thing I noticed, and I need to I'm seeing this enough that we may change our templates. The people are leaving this default link up in the corner up here, and it's meant just to show you that you can put things up there. It's not meant to be left in those spots. And the same thing was on the thank you page. There was the same piece in the header. So just look sure, especially when you're using any sort of templates you buy, whether you're using KickoffLabs or not. And there's dummy links, and a lot of people I notice will leave in templates that they purchase. They'll leave these dummy social media links. These are all connected. I checked them, but anytime you're using a template or pre-filled out landing page, make sure that you've removed all of the default copy on the page, so it looks a lot more legitimate that way. That is all the time we have for today. I know we got a backlog of pages to get through. We'll do landing page reviews again next week. So I thank everybody for joining us. As always, it's great to get the feedback. It's great to see how people are using the product. And if you come back, if you make some of the changes and you run a test, I'd love to see the test results. If you can kind of come back and share the results with us, that would be awesome. So if you didn't know, these reviews are being put on by KickoffLabs. So my quick little pitch at the end. So KickoffLabs, so we're the quick and easy way to grow your audience online. You saw a lot of the people today were using our product to run these viral campaigns. It's sort of a specialty of ours. So we make it really easy to set up landing pages and opt-in forms and connect them to a viral campaign. And what that means is that, as you saw, people were asking their friends asking signups to refer other people. We track that for you. We're the only landing page company that does this, that you can use this kind of system with and actually track it and give out rewards based on a specific number of rewards level. So if you're not using it in a campaign today, you can turn it on. If you have friends that need to run viral campaigns, tell them about our service, and we'd love to meet them and help them out as well. So thanks again for listening. Come back next week. We'll be doing more landing page reviews in our chat next week. So long, everybody.